Welcome to Empowering Latino Futures 24th International Latino Book Award ceremony in Los Angeles City College. We want to sincerely thank our great hosts, the Los Angeles Community College District and the Los Angeles City College. Thank you so much for your involvement. Empowering Latino Futures board members like Julia Abrantes, Kathy Diaz, Edward Becerra, Lisa Montes, Renee Aguilera, and Kirk Whistler, and so many others have worked hard to make this great event. This final ceremony of the event focuses on the Nonfiction Book Awards. I want to share my sincere applause for all the award finalists and honorable mentions. And please keep up the writing. Your books empower people and change opinions. Thank you for your efforts. Be sure to visit empoweringlatinofutures.org to learn more about the 69 Latino book and family festivals we've held since 1997. The National Latino and American Indian Scholarship Directory, with more than 920 million in resources. Education begins in the home, which has given 170,000 books to underserved youth. North County Informador Weekly, providing bilingual news about nonprofits and other service providers. Our two MCs this evening are Julia Abrantes and El Gonzalez. Julia Abrantes is a board member of Empowering Latino Futures and part of the leadership team for Las Comadres and Friends National Latino Book Club. A lifetime lover of Latino literature, she delights in immersing herself in the pages of books. She thanks all the authors and illustrators for allowing her to travel the world through their stories, art, and recipes from the comfort of her home. Al Gonzalez is an executive producer and lawyers for the arts in Sacramento. Al has been in the film and television business for over 28 years. He began his career in radio, moving into live theater, then film and TV production. Al is a longtime member of the International Latino Book Award team. Now on to Julia and Al.
Eddie, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and welcome everyone to the 24th Annual International Latino Book Awards. As Eddie mentioned, I'm a long-time lover of Latino literature, and I guess we can all reflect back on the past 2 years being locked in our homes where we couldn't travel or do anything, and the pages of books, or listening to a story on an audiobook, or sharing a story with someone else allowed us to travel. So I thank all of you for sharing your stories, writing your stories, and being inspired.
So what Eddie was saying is that I'm an executive producer, director in film and television, because sometimes we get these little technical hiccups, but that's okay. It's like being in the Oscars when you have Eddie introduce you, right? Yeah, I like that. The Latino Oscars. It's about time. First of all, I would like to make sure that we thank various ELF champion partners like Amazon Literary Partnership, Grupo Mex, Los Angeles City College, the Los Angeles Community College District, and Scholastic. Other key partners include the Independent Book Publishers Association, Macmillan Publishers, Publishers Weekly, and Español, Libros Publishing, Las Comadres, Miracosta College, California State University, San Bernardino, and Unidos Us.
And I also wanted to remind you, if you didn't smell it as you were coming in the building, after our ceremony is over and we've taken group pictures in the back, you can grab your food from the first floor and sit outside on this lovely patio and enjoy your food up here while enjoying the view. So we hope you'll stay and join us for that as well.
Now for the awards, ladies and gentlemen. All International Latino Book Award finalists, please listen very carefully. Please take a look at your program and find your award category. When you get to the presenter of your award, please come to this area to my left, right over there. And there will be a PowerPoint presentation highlighting all the finalist books. As the bronze and silver medalists in your category are announced, please go onto the stage.
And since we have the crowd size that we have today, we're going to ask that, or we're going to say that everyone, bronze, silver, and honorable mentions can come up onto the stage. You can give a little, 15 to 20-second speech, okay? This way everyone gets a chance to shine this evening. We thank you for that.
At this time, I would like to acknowledge Paul Meyer. He's in the back and he's waving. He'll take photos of each group of honorees. The presenter for the category should be in these photos, along with any honorable mentions from the same category. And these photos are one of the key marketing tools for empowering Latino futures.
Our ceremony is going to move very quickly, so let's get started.
Let's get started.
Okay, so now on to the presentations. Our first presenter has devoted her life to encouraging Latinos to capture and document their families' histories and lineage.
Along the way, she formed Somos Primos, a huge organization devoted to this effort. We are honored to present one of Empowering Latino Futures legends. Here she is, Mimi Lozano.
Hello. I'm so glad to be here with you. I'm just happy to see what's going on. For so long, our stories have not been told by us. They've been told by other people. And now to see what's going on. Oh, speak louder. Oh, okay. I'm glad to be here. It's exciting to be there in the middle of what's making changes all over the world. It's wonderful to have Latinos actually telling their own stories. For so long, stories have been told by other people about us. And now we are having the option because of the work that's being done, to be able to share our stories. It's wonderful.
Best Biography, Spanish or Bilingual. Bronze Medal, Cuco Valoy, Biografía Autorizada, José Díaz. Silver Medal, 26 años de esclavitud, Juan Miranda y otros negros españoles en la Nueva York, Beatriz Carolina Peña.
Thank you. Thank you to the International Latino Book Award for giving us this opportunity so that our books are read and evaluated. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to the judges for their work and their favor. Thank you to the publisher, La Editorial de la Universidad de Rosario. Thank you.
Gold medal winner for the best biography goes to English. Gold medal winner goes to the artist as eyewitness, Antonio Bernal.
Gold medal for this category would be Suma Paz, La Utopía de Mario Calderón y Elsa Alvarado, Elvira Sánchez Blake. Best Biography, English. Bronze medal, Tania León Stride, A Polyrhythmic Life, Alejandro L. Madrid. Silver medal, From the Texas Cotton Fields to the United States Tax Court, The Life Journey of Juan F. Vasquez, Mary Teresa Vasquez, and Anthony Heath.
Thank you so much to the International Latino Book Awards Foundation and all the judges and all the people that were involved in this tremendous, wonderful opportunity that we have been given to get our book to the world. Thank you so much. And to, of course, I call the guy upstairs, my beloved husband of 52 years, come Monday, August 22nd. And to our family and support and all our dear friends across the world and all our supporters. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
In Spanish goes to el reino de la infancia.
Sorry, we have I think a different script. So the gold medal here is the artist as eyewitness, Antonio Bernal Papers, 1884-2019, edited by Charlene Villaseñor Black. Best Autobiography English. Silver medal, Through the Dark, Yolanda Nava. Gold medal, Trejo, My Life of Crime, Redemption in Hollywood, Danny Trejo. Best Autobiography Spanish. Bronze medal, Los Deseos Sí Se Cumplen, José Gregorio Barrios.
I have not prepared a speech, but I say thank you for this great opportunity and wishes to come true is the title of my book. Yeah, I can confirm that.
Silver medal, Memorias, Pedro Gómez Barrero. Gold medal, El Reino de la Infancia, Memorias de mi vida en Cuba, Uva de Aragón. The Mimi Lozano Best Family History Book. Bronze medal, Dos Ramas, Dos Destinos, Claudia Pringler Sarasota. Tarsota. Tarosta.
Thank you very much to the Latino Book Awards. I thank you for the opportunity, and I'm very happy to be here. And I dedicate this book to the victims of the war and hate. Thank you very much.
Silver medal, Archiving Mexican Masculinities in Diaspora, Nicole M. Guidotti Hernandez.
Good evening. Thank you for this wonderful award. I know how much work goes into the International Latino Book Awards, and all the labor that the judges do. And I want to say hi to my 6-year-old son, Osias, who's on the spectrum and doing his best. So I just want to say it's good to be a mom of a special needs child and also an author of an award-winning book. Thank you.
And now we're going to have Mimi Lozano announce the gold winner of the Mimi Lozano Award.
Thank you. The gold medal, I'm honored to present the gold medal for the Mimi Lozano Best Family History Book and to En Busca de Emma, Dos Padres, Una Hija y el by Armando Lucas Povera. Wonderful, wonderful. That's what we all need to do. We all need to tell our stories.
Thank you, Mimi.
Our next presenter has a five-decade career in the leadership of higher education here in California.
In addition to a career as a professor and a dean at Rio Hondo College, he is serving on the Mount San Antonio Community College Board of Trustees. Here's Manuel Baca.
Thank you very much. First I want to thank Kirk and the entire staff and all the judges for the incredible work that goes into making this event the jewel that it is. Of course, my congratulations go out to all those who have offered their work for review, and certainly to those who we recognize over these 2 days for their outstanding accomplishments. So we've got some exciting categories coming up, so let's get with it.
The Raúl Izaguirre Best Political Current Affairs Book. Bronze Medal, Ciudad, Igualdad, Felicidad, Enrique Peñalosa Londoño.
The Raúl Izaguirre Best Political Current Affairs Book Gold Medal goes to Writing 50 Year Amongst the Gringos by Dr. Cetili Rodriguez. I don't believe she's here, but we're accepting this on her behalf.
Sorry, I wanted to add the silver medal, Raulito, the first Latino governor of Arizona, by Ronnie Capin Rivera Ashford.
So the gold medal for Best History Book goes to Images of America, Mexican Americans of Wichita's North End by Anita Mendoza, Jose Enrique Navarro, and Jay Price.
Just a moment, I'm going to announce the...
Sorry.
Best History Book, Bronze Medal, Chocolate Runs Through My Veins, The Insightful History of the Women of Chocolate, Connie Spenusa.
Sorry, I should have practiced this first.
Silver Medal, The Dawning of Diversity, How Chicanos Helped Change Stanford University, Frank O. Sotomayor. Are the bronze or silver medalists here? Okay, now the gold medal. Go ahead.
All right. The gold medal for Best History Book goes to Images of America, Mexican Americans of Wichita's North End by Anita Mendoza, Jose Enrique Navarro, and Jay Price.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I am not Anita Mendoza. My name is Rod Martinez. I live in Southern California. I'm a native Kansan. So it's a real deep honor for me to accept this on behalf of a native Kansan, Anita Mendoza. And she's asked me to briefly thank the book, International Book. I want to thank the ILBA for bringing a voice to the Mexicans of North End, Wichita, Kansas, that labored in the packing houses and laid the railroad tracks, connecting and feeding the country. Thank you for helping to share the memories of the North Enders on behalf of Jay, Enrique, myself, and the North End Historical Society. I might add real briefly, she's accepted to be a co-author on a new book from the Latino Baseball History Project. The title of that book will be Mexican-American Baseball in Kansas, and she will be the co-author of the Wichita chapter. Thank you.
Best Business Book, the silver medal, Beyond Se Habla Español, How Lawyers Win the Hispanic Market, Leah Levy and Natalie Francoli.
Thank you. Great honor being here in your company. I'd like to take this moment to especially thank Natalie, who's the co-author of the book, my wife and business partner, and really through her work is that we've managed to actually create this book. So it's a great privilege to share it with her. I'd like to thank our beautiful son and daughter who are actually sitting here joining us today with a lot of patience. And just to mention, we wrote this book, obviously not to try to earn awards, but to try to inspire consumer-focused law firms and lawyers to do a better job at trying to earn the Latino consumer trust. And in our next chapter as authors, we are looking forward to inspire the immigrant Latinos here in the United States to want more, aspire to more, and get more. So we're looking forward to sharing that with you sometime soon.
Thank you so much.
This is the one for the, okay. For Best Business Book, the gold medal goes to La Senda del Progreso, Agusté Segarra Blasco. And I believe you. Okay, not here, so we'll accept that on his behalf.
Best Arts Book, bronze medal, Solentíname, Encuentro con un mito, Ana Cristina Enríquez. Silver medal, Salsa Consciente, Politics, Poetics, and Latinidad in the Meta Barrio, Andrés Espinosa Agurto.
The gold medal for Best Arts Book goes to Printing the Revolution, The Rise and Impact of Chicano Graphics, 1965 to now, by E. Carmen Ramos. Not here, so we'll accept on her behalf.
Best Cookbook, silver medal, Colombiana, by Mariana Velázquez.
Thank you so much. Colombiana was a book that I wrote to thank my grandmothers for all the inspiration through food, through the way they brought us together as family and as a community. And I do think that part of the way that we can strengthen our heritage is through the ritual of the table. So thank you.
For Best Cookbook, the gold medal goes to Amalia's Mesoamerican Table, Ancient Culinary Traditions from Gourmet Infusions by Amalia Moreno Damgard. Not here, we'll accept it on her behalf.
Best reference book,
The gold medal for the Best Reference Book goes to the Constitutional Court of Colombia by Alberto Rojas Rios, Benjamin Villegas, and others. Again, we'll accept it on their behalf. And before I get off the stage, I just want to really thank Kirk and staff again and all the work that they do. I've been a judge for quite a number of years, and it's a real joy to be also to look forward every year to a set of books that are inspiring, very diverse, and so being a part of this has been a real honor and a joy for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
One of ALF's key relationships is the National Association of Hispanic Publications, a group of 438 Latino media outlets across the United States.
We are very proud to have as our next presenter, Ruben A. Alvarez, the publisher of Stay Connected Orange County. Ruben?
Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo están todos? Are we excited yet?
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing your children, okay? That's how we learn. That's how we pass down our traditions. It's an honor to be here with all of you. You guys inspire me. I have a stack of stuff, notebooks that are this big at home. They yet to be books. And being here with you motivates me tremendously. So thank you very much for that. I don't know if any of you were here during Pepe's turn was here for his documentary, and it's called Life is Art. And that's what you do. Your art is the written word.
And that is one of the hardest things to do. I mean, we could take a picture, or we could do a painting, we could do a molding, but when it comes to actually transcribing your thoughts onto paper for somebody else, and that's just somebody else, for the ages, okay? So it keeps on going. And like I said, thanks for bringing the kids, because that's how we keep it going. Up next, books on various things.
Best Self-Transformation Book, English. Silver Medal, Laughing in the Light, Jimmy Santiago Baca.
Not here. And the gold medal for best transformational book in English is, believe it or not, we have a three-way tie, with the gold medals going to A Star for Stella by Leah Baez, Through the Dark by Yolanda Nava, and Unstoppable by Chiquis Rivera. Come on down.
Well, let me just say, I got here in the nick of time, and LA traffic is the worst. I'm from Nebraska, and I can literally get to anywhere in Omaha in like 20 minutes. So, bad judgment on my part. But this is truly an honor, and I'm really appreciative to the Empowering Latino Futures and ILBA for this amazing honor. So thank you very much.
Yes.
Right in front of you, this mic right here. Yeah, right there. And the mic is right there.
Hello, and I apologize for not being here for my first gold award. This is amazing. It's an amazing evening. And I'm so honored and delighted to be here to receive this award with the other authors. I'm glad we're all stellar. I'm Yolanda Nava, and Mike is not.
Yes.
I'm Yolanda Nava, and I'm the author of Through the Dark. And I always love to be honored by my own familia, and I am deeply grateful for this award. My first book, It's on the Frijoles, was voted a best self-help book by the International Latino Book Awards. So this is a second go-around with this last book that I've written, Through the Dark. I wish you all well. I'm grateful to Empowering Latino Futures. And just know we can all move through whatever cataclysmic, traumatic, life-changing situations we go through and come to thrive. God bless.
Yes. No. This was about the finger. Just one. Yeah, please.
Best Self-Transformation Book, Spanish. Bronze Medal, El Secreto Más Grande, Rhonda Byrne. Silver Medal, ¿Qué dicen las mujeres del divorcio? Sandra Arroyave.
And the gold medal for best self-transformational book in Spanish goes to Hijo, Perdona a tu Padre by Juan Ramón Rizquez Rubio. Is he here tonight? That's a heck of a title, right? He's not here. We'll make sure he gets his award.
Best Health and Wellness Book. Silver Medal, Recablea tu Cerebro, Andrés Ramírez.
And the gold medal goes for best parenting. Is that where we're at? No, best health wellness book. Is that where we're at? Yep. Sorry. Goes to The Wings of Adversity by Vanessa Garaveo. Is she here? We'll make sure she gets her award. Okay.
Best Parenting Family Book. Silver Medal, Construye y diviértete con Negroni. Suzette Mirabel, Maribel de Jesús Rivera, Aileen Marie Velázquez bueno, felicidades.
And the gold medal
for Best Parenting Family Book goes to A Star for Estrella by Leah Baez. Is she here? We'll make sure she gets her award. Or somebody's going to represent her? Please, come on down.
I'm sorry. Leah's here. She had to go to the bathroom.
Hurry!
You almost blew it.
This is perfect because this is my biggest fan. So my dad, is amazing. So really quick, my book is a memoir about my journey to overcome alcoholism, and I believe that it's so empowering when we can be real and authentic. So I just really want to share that and know that it's okay to not be okay, and to share those journeys with others is really empowering. So keep going. Thanks.
Best Women's Issues Book, bronze medal, 45 días por año, Mar del Olmo. Silver medal, ¿Qué dicen las mujeres del divorcio? Sandra Arroyave.
And guess what? She gets to come back up. Oh, she went to the bathroom again. What? No, there she is. Come on back down. The winner is A Star for Estrella by Leah Baez.
So I'm running out of things to say. Just kidding. No, one of the funniest things I do have to share is my mother, who's also here with me. When I wrote this book, I share some very dark, personal things and some very raw experiences. And she looked at me and she said, "Mija, are you sure you want the world to know about these things?" And at first I was scared. I was afraid to put my story out there. But now I can tell you that the people who have come to me and said, "Thank you so much. You helped me. You're inspiring me to keep going and to pursue sobriety and to live as my best self." Like, that's so important. So thank you so much.
Is that it? That's it for me. Thank you very much. It's been an honor and pleasure to be here with you. You've inspired me to continue my pathway. And I want to salute all the winners because you're all winners. As soon as you put the pen to the paper or go on the keyboard, you already won. I want to thank Kirk for giving me this opportunity to be here. I never thought I'd be here, but here I am. So that only goes to show that your dreams can come true. So thank you very much.
Throughout our next presenter's career, he has impacted thousands of students and worked hard to further Latino causes.
Here's the retiring California State University San Bernardino Library Dean, Cesar Caballero.
My wife says, retiring? You're still working. You work more than before you retired. Yeah, I'm a busybody. Anyway, and a quick announcement. I went to the Chiquito room before coming up here, so I wouldn't have to run off in the middle of the quick joke. Anyway, it's for that, sometimes I have to run off really quickly. Anyway, so for the awards, we continue then with let's say quickly that I'm very inspired by what's been going on here today. And of course I thank Kurt Whistler and the International Latino Book Awards and an organization for the opportunity to be one of the presenters. I'm terribly honored to be among such great authors. And as a librarian, I can tell you, I'm really impressed with the caliber, the quality of the authorship that we have seen today. So let's continue. Thank you very much.
Best religious book. Silver medal, Creating a Chicana o Red Road to Decolonization, and Aztlán, Isidro Ramón Macías.
Isidro Ramón Macías. Is he here? No se encuentra Isidro. Bueno. And the gold medal for the best religious book. The golden medal goes to the envelope, please. Rajarsi Janakananda by Self-Realization Fellowship. Is Rajarsi here? Okay, no se encuentra. Seguimos adelante.
Best Spiritual New Age Book. Silver Medal, Encuentros con Santos de la India en compañía de Sri Daya Mata, by Sri Mrilalini Mata. Another silver medal, The Wings of Adversity, Vanessa Caraveo.
And the gold medal for the best spiritual book and the envelope goes to Chica, Why Not? By Sandra Hinojosa Ludwig. Sandra, where is Sandra? No llegó. Bueno.
Best travel book.
Best travel book. We skipped the other ones. Best travel book. The gold medal goes to Paraísos de Colombia by Andrés Hurtado García. Llegó. No llegó. Bueno. There's been a lot of flight cancellations.
Yeah. Best sports recreation book. Gold medal.
Wow. I know this person. Now here's an author I know very well. The gold medal for best sports recreation book goes to Mexican American Baseball in the South Bay by Richard A. Santillan and Ron Gonzalez. Mis camaradas right here. Please come up.
Thank you. Thank you. It's actually an honor to have you present this. I want to thank the International Latino Book Awards Committee. Also, I wanted to thank the Latino Baseball History Project at Cal State San Bernardino. I've worked for the last 12 years for all volunteers who work on the books. This is actually our 18th book on the history of Mexican American baseball and softball in the United States. And Cesar actually is the director of the project, and without his support, this project would never have gotten off the ground. I also want to especially pay tribute to all of the families of the South Bay and all the ball players, many of them were in their 80s and 90s, for sharing wonderful stories and pictures about their experiences in the 1920s and the 1930s and 40s. And lastly, I want to, as I always do, because I have to, no, I don't have to, is thank my beautiful wife, Vanessa, whose tireless effort has made it possible for me to do this work. Thank you so much.
Best Nonfiction Multi-Author. Bronze Medal, Food Studies in Latin American Literature, Perspectives on the Gastronarrative, edited by Rocio del Águila and Vanessa Miseres. Silver Medal, A Critical Collection on Alejandro Morales, Foregoing and Alternative Chicano Fiction, Mark Garcia Martinez and Francisco A. Lomelí.
Buenas tardes. A real pleasure to be a winner in this category, and also to be sponsored, of course, by the International Latino Book Award organization. And I'm glad that these kinds of books have been published and promoted, and I hope they'll get out into libraries, and that our youth are reading them, and that our literature is developed and promoted even more. Thank you so much.
And the gold medal for the best nonfiction multi-author, the gold medal goes again to the Mexican American Baseball in the South Bay by Richard A. Santillan and Ron Gonzalez. Wow!
Congratulations.
Thank you. One thing I forgot to mention, I'm glad I had a second opportunity, is all of the books that we've done is through collaboration. I'm not the one who writes them. I'm one of the persons. But for the South Bay book, there were almost 10 co-authors. And for most of our books, there's 6 or 7. So I really want to pay tribute and thank very much the 70 co-authors who have worked together for these books.
Yes, as Richard mentioned, all of the authors and people that do research for the Latino Baseball History Project are volunteers. I think the only person that gets paid is the person that works really hard to lay out the books. But and any royalties that the books gain go back to the project. So it's a labor of love, really. If I may just mention that one of the reasons that we're inspired to produce and publish those books is that we feel we know that it's important for communities to be documented, because through baseball we use the platform of baseball to document Mexican American Latino community history written by the people through interviews and short writings with the people that have lived that history. So it's community history. Que suave, ¿no? Un aplauso. The authors like Juan Martinez. Thank you very much.
One more after you too.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Please continue to all of the authors that have inspired us with their works today. Please continue your labor of love. Our children get inspired. They learn. They develop. They move on. They grow as individuals, and they're taught lessons that otherwise they may not have learned. So please continue your labor of love. Muchas gracias.
Very few authors anywhere have an audience as large as our next speaker. He not only reaches people with his work, he motivates them spiritually.
We are honored to present one of the empowered Latino Futures legends, Victor Villaseñor, and who will share a few words with us right now.
Are you ready? Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say that writing for me comes from the heart, comes from the soul. And if it wasn't for writing, I would probably be in prison or I'd be dead. Writing saved my life. A friend of mine who was a family counselor said, the opposite of depression is expression. And when you express with all your heart on paper what you really are feeling, it takes it out of your deepest crevices and darkest parts of your mind and liberates you to bring in new light, new stuff. So write, and you winners obviously have been writing over and over, and that's why you've won these awards, and I congratulate you for saving yourselves. Myself, I had so much hate and rage for being called stupid Mexican and being insulted and flunking the 3rd grade and this and that, and that I wanted to kill, to murder. And then I had a vision when I was 19 that I could reach more people with a pen than I could with a sword and with guns. And I started writing. Well, I first had to learn how to read, and I started with 4th grade books in 1960 in May. And by September, I could read up to the 7th grade level, and I started writing, and it changed my life. I would write 1-page articles, 2-page stories, And then I expanded and I started writing more and more. And finally in 71, I sold my first book called A la Brava, and they changed it to Macho. And now I got good news for all you writers. The world has changed. In 1920, it came out at UCLA social science and that the movies that have 41 to 50% cast of minorities are the most successful films we have going today. And the ones that have less than 11% minorities aren't doing well. Right now, for the first time, Hollywood is open to having Latinos, minorities, blacks, people from India, people from Asia, all over. They're wanted not only to cast them, but to be the writers and pretty soon to be the directors. And I'm happy to say that in this thing, top level people are calling me from Hollywood, and they want to make my books into movies. I've had deals in the past. I had a deal with HBO for Reign of Gold, and it wasn't being handled right. So you got to buy Latinos. They wanted the quick buck, and instead of making the heroes of my books women, which are women, are the natural leaders, and that's what I write about all the time. They were going to make the men into the heroes. I took that book back. Now I'm not going to have to be taking my books back. Now I'm finally going to be, after 60 years, a financial success and not on the verge of losing my house all the time. Right now is the perfect time. And when you guys write, realize that you're bringing out all your frustration and anger and upset from the deepest crevices of your mind. And you bring them out with your heart and your soul, and people can feel it. I have hundreds of thousands of letters from people that have said that my books have changed their lives, have saved their lives. I have women who write to me and say they keep the book by their bedstand, and Rain of Gold is like their own Bible. That's what we do when we write from the heart. We're writing stories that connect us to God, just like the Jews did with the Bible. We need to start doing it with our own stories. Go for it. Go for it with all the faith and confidence that we're doing good and we're helping people, children, mothers, fathers, all people. Gracias.
Most inspirational nonfiction book, English, silver medal, A Star for Stella, Leah Baez.
Sorry, I thought I only spoke if it was a gold medal. So, again, just thank you so much. I'm truly honored to be here. And this book is titled A Star for Stella. My daughter Estella is here. She didn't want me to point her out, but I'm doing that anyway because she's my inspiration. So I just wanted to make that point. Thank you.
And the gold medal goes to Through the Dark by Yolanda Nava.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Is it? Yeah, it's right in front
I am blown away. I mean, I'm practically on the verge of tears. Thank you so much. It means so much. You have no idea what I've gone through to write, to go through the experience of losing sight suddenly, almost dying due to a rare autoimmune illness that nearly claimed my life, and within 6 months starting to write the book because I knew I was seeing what was going on in my experience as I lost sight over this 3 weeks. From a different perspective, from my journalist's eye, from a place higher and beyond myself, observing Yolanda going through this challenge of sudden blindness. So that inspired me. 6 months on writing the longhand, and then I had somebody read what I wrote, and we corrected it, and she corrected and read, and then she read me what I wrote word by word, and I typed it into a computer. It took a 10-year process to relearn everything and get the book done. During COVID, I chose to use COVID, quarantine, staying in place, as a writer's retreat. And I got up every day with purpose and energy and desire to write this book so that other people could see that they too could move through any kind of traumatic, life-changing challenge and come to thrive, as I have. In effect, some of the things that the previous writers have said about how writing changes our life, how it empowers us and helps to empower other people through our own experiences that we share. My book is very raw, very honest, and the joy of the process and of moving through the situations that I had to move through, and there were many, multiple losses at one time, has been the blindness has been the avatar for having a more joyous, creative, loving, purposeful life. How do you say that? But it's true. And so in many ways it has been a blessing. My son is with me today, Joaquin Torres, and if it had not been for Joaquin and his sister Daniela, I would not have made it through. He ran the marathon, you ran the marathon with him, I love him. Thank you so much. So it's great to be with you, and I'm deeply moved and deeply touched, and I hope all of you will continue to write and tell your stories. It is very important, as Victor Villalba, Senor said, to tell our stories, to let the world know who we are. We are such a contributive body of people in this country. We're a $2.7 trillion Hispanic market, about to surpass the country of France. And yet, so many people have had to hear the vitriol and hatred that has gone on, especially since 2015. So we need to counter all that. And I want to invite you, if you haven't read It's All in the Frijoles, to read it. That book is a blessing, and it is who we are at our best. And it's very important that we continue to tell who we are, to share our virtues, to continue to step into our own virtues. We've got to be who we know we are at our very best. So I thank you. I wish you all well. And we're going to keep on moving forward and letting the world know who we are as a beautiful and contributive group of people. Gracias.
Most inspirational nonfiction book, Spanish. Silver medal, El Genio de Jesús, Erwin Rafael McManus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the gold medal for most inspirational nonfiction Spanish goes to Más Allá del Abismo by Diana Pardo.
Every other day, a social leader is killed in Colombia, and yet we don't know much about their lives, about their dreams. We don't understand really what they do and why they do what they do. So I felt compelled to write the stories of 10 men and women, very courageous men and women who dedicate themselves to defend the human rights of other people in Colombia. I invite you to read the book. It's a very inspiring book, and I owe the book to them. Thank you very much.
The Victor Villaseñor Best Latino Focused Nonfiction Book Award, English. Silver medal, the queer New Yorkan, Karen Jaime.
Thank you to IIBA and Empowering Latino Futures for this incredible honor. Gracias.
This one. And the gold medal for the Victor Villaseñor Best Latino Focused Nonfiction Book, English, goes to Latin American Documentary Narratives by Liliana Chavez Diaz.
The Victor Villaseñor Best Latino Focused Nonfiction Book Award, Spanish or bilingual. Bronze medal, Raulito, the first Latino governor of Arizona, Ronnie Capin Rivera Ashford. Silver medal, 26 años de esclavitud, Juan Miranda y otros negros españoles de Nueva York, Beatriz Carolina Peña.
In 1883, Emma Lazarus wrote a poem that is today on the Statue of Liberty. And it was a sonnet. And two of the verses says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free." That was in 1883. About 200 years before that, especially men, Spanish-speaking men, were taken by English privateers in the Caribbean and also in the Circum-Caribbean. They were brought to New York, not only to New York, also to some places that today belong to New England, and they were sold into slavery. And in most cases, those men never returned to their native lands, to the colonial Spanish-American lands. And those men remained in slavery and died in slavery. Some of them in the city of New York, some of them in other places where they were sold and sold. So the book tells the story of Juan Miranda, one man who had that iniquity committed against him, but also the story of other men who suffered the same iniquity. So in this case, I think that we can say that New York is really a place that belongs to the Hispanic culture because it's part of our geography. It's part of the cultural geography of New York, and it's been that way ever since practically it was founded. Thank you so much. I'm honored for this book.
Finally, the gold medal for the Victor Villaseñor Best Latino Focused Nonfiction Book Spanish goes to Our Grandfathers Were Braceros and We Too by Rosa Marta Zarate Macías y Abel Astorga Morales.
Voy a tomar el tiempo de los que no llegaron. Buenas tardes. quiero hacer presente este día a los compañeros que trabajamos en este libro. Nuestros abuelos fueron braceros y nosotros también. A los braceros, las viudas, los hijos, sobrevivientes de esta historia que ellos, los braceros, han calificado como nuestro holocausto bracero. Al compañero Abel Astorga Morales, participante del proyecto Nuestros abuelos fueron braceros y nosotros también, jóvenes, hijos de braceros, hijas, que han hecho suya la lucha de sus abuelos. A la compañera Madeline Ríos, que está aquí presente, traductora del libro, y al compañero Armando Rondón, fundador de Somos el Escrito, y a su equipo de trabajo. Este equipo trabajamos voluntariamente. El dinero que salga del libro va a ir para apoyar la demanda legal de los braceros en su lucha por justicia. Nuestros abuelos, sí, gracias. Nuestros abuelos fueron braceros, es un testimonio histórico. Los braceros, aquí están sus testimonios. Les pedimos que ellos escribieran con su puño y letra lo que quisieran de que se dijera en el libro. Ellos tienen una lucha legal para exigirle al gobierno de Estados Unidos y de México el pago de un fondo de ahorro que no se les ha pagado desde 1942. El libro tiene como objetivos mantener esta memoria histórica. Y ellos dicen, es el testamento para nuestras familias. Está en inglés, porque ellos no saben español. Pero nosotros no sabemos leer ya porque estamos muy viejitos. Hay que poner las fotos para poder nosotros contar la historia cuando veamos las fotos. Aquí están las fotos, aquí está la manera como ellos van a leerle a sus nietos la historia. Está en español para los familiares en México. Este libro también tiene un objetivo, apoyar a los braceros en su lucha social, en su lucha legal. Pero sobre todo también quieren incidir en el cambio de leyes que se escriben, que se hacen para la contratación de esclavos modernos a través de los programas de trabajadores temporales. El libro quiere presentar este precedente que denuncia, evidencia la existencia de la industria privatizada de la migración, que se vale de leyes que legalizan y justifican la contratación de esclavos modernos de los sectores más vulnerables y empobrecidos de nuestros pueblos. Muchas gracias. Estamos aquí pidiendo también su apoyo en esta lucha. Gracias.
Okay, before we get on to our final two awards this evening, I want to ask everyone in the audience who was an honorable mention to please stand so we can celebrate you as well. I know there's a couple of you here. Thank you. And if you can all go to the back so we can have a group photo of all of you honorable mentions, please. Go to the back.
Yeah, go to the back.
Go to the
Please,
back
there's a photographer.
and Paul will take a picture of you all.
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you so much. And now we'd like to present Empowering Latino Futures President Kurt Whistler to present an award to someone who has helped ELF for a number of years.
Big round of applause, please. Kurt Whistler.
Okay, and for this, actually, I'm going to ask that the rest of the board come on up. Edward, Julian has been doing such a great job. Kathy over here, and Renee is somewhere right here. And I guess that's all the ones that we have here right now. And before I get to this, let's see. Carefully, you hold it, and Edward or somebody will unwrap that. Carefully.
It is heavy, and it is glass. It's no surprise who we're here to honor, because it's pictured right there in the program, along with a picture of this beautiful award. This is a unique, one-of-a-kind award that we are so honored to be presenting to you. Lifetime achievement means a whole history of devoting their or should mean that whole history. Don't. Whole history of devoting the service to the community, and I think that's what Cesar Caballero has really done. One of the things that I've really appreciated from him is his willingness to say, let's do it. So often when you talk to somebody in authority, they go, we'll consider it, we'll look into it. And half the time, that's the last time they're ever going to think about it. But more times than not, Cesar goes, let's do it. Let's do it. And that. When I approached him on our archive, and this is not a small amount of stuff that we gave him altogether. In fact, you can see the size of this stage up here. It's probably 20 feet wide, 4 feet deep. If you went up about 12 feet, maybe 16 feet high, that's how much stuff we have donated to the Cal State University San Bernardino. Not only from our archive within this organization, and this is our 24th award here. My longer history is with the National Association of Hispanic Publications, which is actually 40 years old this year. And so I personally have the largest collection of Latino newspapers and magazines, even larger than the Library of Congress. They were not interested in Latino newspapers and magazines unless they were from the 1800s. Not interested at all. And so actually now Cal State San Bernardino has the largest collection from 1970 to the day than any other archive in the United States. That willingness, and I'll give you another example right here in LA. UCLA is compressing everything. So their idea of maintaining an archive is, okay, out of 2,000 different publications, different unique newspapers and magazines, we will assume, okay, here we'll take 50 or 100 and keep a print copy, and then we'll keep digital copies of some of the other ones. I said, no. Because we've got to keep that print copy somewhere. It is essential, and that's, he saw it right off the bat. And so like with the winning books from this, all those award-winning books back there, copies are going over there to Cal State San Bernardino. And they have a huge room, climate controlled, all the proper things devoted to us. And I happen to be from San Bernardino. My mom was one of the first, she was the first female math professor at Cal State San Bernardino. Kathy's also from San Bernardino, so it's something close to our heart in that manner. But most of all, he said, here, we've got the space, we will do this, we will do it the right way. It's not where we'll take a few samples and that, because a lot of history today is being lost. And that's what several, Manuel mentioned that, and others mentioned that. We don't get it down into books, we're losing it. The generation is passing on. All of those type of things, it's so essential that we get it. The other thing, we had done some festivals, some of our book festivals in San Bernardino in the early 2000s. But we've not done one there since probably 2004 or 5. Cesar said, let's do it, and bring that festival back, and that. So it was the type of thing that we really, really wanted to get him He's devoted his life to different things. Reforma, how many here have heard of Reforma? Okay. Everybody in this room should know Reforma, because Reforma is the National Association of Latino Librarians. And so anybody in the book field, if you don't know Reforma, you're missing out. Cesar was one of the founders and third or fourth president, and that. So key to the development of that important sector for us, so often overlooked. And we appreciate that aspect. I also admired his love of donuts. With our with our meetings and festivals, he would always come with boxes of donuts. Here's a donut for you, donut for you. My wife doesn't appreciate that. I do. And so, but most of all, above all, I appreciate his dedication to ensuring more Latinos enter and finish college, because that's what higher education is all about. Come on up here. Very careful.
This one.
Yeah.
No. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias a todos. Muchas gracias.
Este es el presidente de Librería del Pueblo.
Yeah, Rosa Marta reminds me that I also serve as the president of the board of Librería del Pueblo in San Bernardino, where Rosa Marta is also a member of the board. She, by the way, is the founder, one of the founders of Librería del Pueblo. But let me just say quickly that I'm extremely humbled by today's honor that you have bestowed upon me. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Let me just say that, so this is part of the culmination of the cherry on the top, the donut on the top of a long-winded career, and no para pararme el cuello, I don't want to boast, but I was one of the youngest librarians at the University of Texas at El Paso. Thanks to a lot of mentors. I was 25 years old when I got my master's in library science, and I shared with my wife that I would sit at the reference desk and professors would come up to me and say, I would like to speak with a librarian. And I would say very humbly, I am not a librarian. But you know, I was a skinny, kind of a lanky young dude, no facial hair, and so I looked very young. I looked like a student assistant. So they would, I would present them with the information they were looking for from the reference section, and about 5 minutes later, their secretary or assistant would come back with exactly the same question, trying to make sure that I actually had the correct answer. I would refer them to my boss. I was the assistant super coordinator for public services. I was very young. My supervisor would come in. He would receive the query, the reference query. He would answer exactly the same way that I answered. I would step back just to make sure that I answered correctly. But you know, at UT also we had excellent professors, and they taught us all the sources of the materials, hundreds and hundreds of sources of information, which we memorized. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. And we passed them. They would test us weekly, daily, until they were sure that we were great reference librarians. But that's how I started my career. Without getting too lengthy with this acceptance spiel, let me just say that those of us that have had the luck of becoming librarians, professors, instructors, authors, directors, we've had a lot of help. So let me mention a few of my mentors. Mr. Jed Dugan, he was my mentor. He took me under his wing. I was a student assistant. Then I became a staff member and then a librarian. Esperanza Moreno, who was one of the founders of the Reforma. You mentioned Reforma. Back in the late 60s, early 70s. Dr. James Day, who was the chair of the English department, he would often ask me out to lunch. And I said, what is he want to talk to me about? ¿Qué queda este viejito? Well, he wanted to egg me on to continue studying. One day he asked me, well, you finished your master's, what are you going to do next? I don't know. He said, why don't you get a PhD? I almost fell off my chair. I said, Dr. Day, that's going to cost me about $50,000. He goes, so? So at one point I did some doctoral studies at Texas Tech, and I'm glad I did. I learned a lot. Mostly about strategic planning, which I used at each library that I worked for, and I used at la Librería del Pueblo. ¿Verdad que sí? Lo que se aprende sirve. So let me finish by saying that, yeah, one of the things that motivated me to become a librarian, well, first of all, I fell in love with libraries. When I was a student assistant, working as a student assistant at the library, work study. I learned that knowledge and information is power. Y dije, oh, this is great. I want to help empower Latinos with knowledge and information. So I became a librarian. And I might tell you, that's been my main motivation, and I believe that I have dedicated my professional life to do that. And I thank all of my collaborators, my mentors, my colegas, and then I'll end by saying thank you to my wife, who's always been supportive of me with all the activities lately, and I'm a busybody, she knows that. And I want to say the most the proudest thing, because I've been asked, well, what are you the proudest of? And people think that I'm going to say, oh, I've done this and I've done that. No. The proudest thing, what am I the proudest of? My kiddos. All my 3 children, Ana, Celeste, and Adriana, have a university degree. They've completed a university degree. Ana is a teacher. They told me they're going to be watching. Ana is a 4th grade teacher in Georgetown, Texas. Celeste is a doctor. She's a pediatrician in Lubbock. And Adrian is he finished a master's and is a digital marketing coordinator. So they all have done really well, and I really, they are my pride of my life, my kiddos. They have done really well. So with that, let me just say thank you to all my colleagues, all my friends, all my family, and to the International Latino Book Awards. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Adelante con ganas. See what it says on there. Oh, okay. Let me put on my glasses. That's what happens when, after a few years, you have to have glasses for reading. It says, Empowering Latino Futures, Lifetime Achievement Award, Cesar Caballero, for decades of leadership within the Latino community and championing the book and family festivals. Adelante, si se puede. Careful with that. And there's boxes back there. There's several layers of boxes that you're going to want to use. So it weighs 10 pounds. Your normal weight award probably weighs a pound. Pound and a half is heavy. 10 pounds. Yeah. All right. Now we are on to the final activity. Well, only 2 things separate you from food. We'll put it that way. Yeah. This final award and a group picture of everybody in here at the back of the hall. And then you can go down and enjoy the meal. So with this, one of the things that we started this past year is the Rising Star Awards. And they're designed to really help us progress into a different class of awards in terms of how the book industry perceives us. And judging from how it's gone very well at this time, I think we're headed in the right way. These were judged from the people who got gold medals, and then also eliminating those that are the professional full-time writers, because a number of our entries are from people who are full-time writers, and that we're looking for that person that is evolving into that, and that's why we call it Rising Star. They're going to each of them get a $3,500 package, check for $1,000, and then $2,500 in other stuff in terms of marketing and promotion and that. So with those, and I'll have two of the other ones that are in here that already, well, one of them didn't get to speak, but he'll get to speak this time. And Renee, that did get to speak during lunch, will be coming up in a minute. But to announce this one, I'm going to have Kathy deal with that.
Well, it's someone that we've come pretty familiar with this evening already, and I really don't know what to add because it's a she. She told so much of her story when she was up here accepting one of her awards. But just to fill in a little bit, she's an Emmy Award-winning broadcast journalist, and she's appeared on CBS, NBC, PBS, etc. She's an award-winning author already. She's a community leader. And as you know from her story, in 2009, she suddenly lost her vision. But that has not stopped her from continuing to be an inspiration to our community, to people who hear her story, and it certainly has not stopped her from continuing to write award-winning books. So I'm very happy to ask Yolanda Nava to please come up and join us once again.
Here's her book, by the way, as she works her way up here. Yolanda, you know it. Pass this Joaquin.
Oh yeah, right here.
Thank you, Joe.
Oh, okay. I'm speechless, and for me, that's a lot. I don't know how to thank you, and again, to be acknowledged and appreciated by your own familia is so important, and really, I can be gracious for the deepest part of my heart. I love my community. I'm the daughter, firstborn, only child of Mexican immigrants who came to this country from Chihuahua, Mexico, after the Mexican Revolution in the early 1920s, when there was a massive wave of people moving north from Mexico after the revolution. And I learned a great deal from my mother, both parents. Both parents have to be acknowledged. Roberto Nava was later a writer for La Opinion, the Spanish-language newspaper in Los Angeles. He was very proud Mexicano. And he told me at one point when I was about 9 years old, when I asked, "Who am I?" And he said, "Well, you're Mexican ancestry, and you come from good stock, you come from good stock." And I didn't really understand what that meant, but over the years, I've come to appreciate the beauty in our culture, the beauty in our language, which I had to relearn because when I was going to school, they punished you if you spoke Spanish. And I got that message very early. I got it in kindergarten. And so I got tongue-tied in Spanish, and of course I took it in high school and in college, but they didn't teach you how to converse. It was only grammar and reading. So I regained my language. I love the language. I love Mexico. I love the culture. We were having lunch today, and they were saying, "You sound more Mexican than American." I said, "Well, I'm both, and I love my culture." I love the term Chicana.
That was my movement era. We empowered women. We started an organization, Comisión Femenil Mexicana Nacional, and the LA chapter, Comisión Femenil de Los Angeles, was the major moving chapter that made things happen. I started that with Supervisor Gloria Molina when she was 20 years old, 21. I was in my 20s. And there were mature women who guided us. Francisca Flores was our founding mother. And there were other mature women who later were appointed to positions in the Tom Bradley administration. And I was one of the first, what was I? I was a board member of the Metropolitan Waller District. Can you imagine? I was pregnant, nursing when I was on that board. I was 30 years old. And I didn't know what the heck I was doing there, but, you know, there were I saw a lot of conflicts of interest. I knew I didn't want to go in that direction, and I got into broadcasting because I was involved in empowering Chicana women. And that was my passion. It continues to be the empowerment of women, of children, of families. My life has been really dedicated to that. I have 3 organizations that I've been a founding member of, Comisión Femenil, Centro de Niños, which is a child care center that was operated under Comisión Femenil to serve working poor families. And I'm very proud of that. I didn't want to even have children at that point in time. I was 20 years old. I knew nothing about children, but I put that grant together, wrote it, and we were funded under AB 99. And I'm happy to say that the Centro de Niños continues to serve in East Los Angeles. And then the third group was the Los Angeles Plaza de Cultura y Arte, which is the premier LA cultural center for Los Angeles. Supervisor Gloria Molina was the founding member of that board and invited me along with 4 other people to be the early founders of the board, and we were just acknowledged about a year ago as you know, the people who started that organization. So I'm very proud of that. It's been a long process of growth and development to see the growth of our community, to see the massive number of people that are writing. That's so beautiful because I've always wanted to write. I didn't think I could write or should write when I was a young woman because what would I have to say? And I realized that there's a lot we have to say. We all have a lot to say because we all have stories, we all have experiences. And there's something about our culture, something about our history, the bridging of 2 worlds, the European, Iberian Peninsula, and other European countries that came to the Americas, bridged with the indigenous cultures of the Americas, makes for very powerful bloodlines. I have to tell you, we have the best of both. And I love that Jose Vasconcelos talked about the raza cósmica. I believe we are that race, a new race that is a bridge to help empower people all over the world and to share our virtues and our culture. So I thank you very much for this acknowledgement. I love you all.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. And here's your check for the $1,000.
Oh, aren't you wonderful? Thank you.
That's incredible. He is incredible. He has been hardworking and serving the community for so many decades.
I think we've known each other 100 years now, huh?
Almost.
Anyway, that's up.
Oh, and after we do the group picture in the back, then we will do a picture with the board and staff and the 3 rising stars that are here. And the whole staff at that time. Okay, the next rising star that got... Oh, actually, you could still stay up here, Yolanda, just not speaking, because we're going to invite the other 2 rising stars up here so everybody can still see them. Sorry about that. Violeta. Violeta, we announced hers yesterday at lunch. And we heard she was at the airport. And that she'd be here for dinner last night. So we announced hers at dinner last night. I'm there again. At lunch, nobody told me that she'd gotten here. And so we skipped her. But here, I want to have you give us some words. What's the whole board and everything. But here's your chance.
The keys were long. Thank you so much. I'm deeply honored to be here. I'm going to say something off the cuff, but I also have a little brief thing prepared because there's always many people to thank in the production of a book. So in choosing me, you're also acknowledging all the people that stand behind that book, my whole community, and that community is large, people. You know how many people stand behind and beside us. So I'm going to start by thanking my mother. Este es un reconocimiento por tu vida dedicada al arte, a la pintura. Gracias, mami, por ilustrar mi libro. It's an illustrated poetry collection. I want to thank my publisher, Arendt Spesser and Andante Books, for bringing this book to life and for envisioning everything it could ever come to be. Thank you, judges of the Latino Book Award, for believing in my work and putting it in such a high pedestal. I am so awed, I temporarily lost my speech when I found out that besides earning a gold medal, like an Olympic champion, I was the recipient of the Rising Stars Award, and I didn't even know what that meant. So I was just so over the moon. I'm deeply honored to receive this accolade, and I understand how much this means to me. And I hope you understand how much this means to me as an emerging writer. Para una mexicana escribiendo en inglés. Because I must say, and the other person to thank is my father, whom I rarely thank. Because this whole diasporic journey started in Alaska. And then he moved back to Mexico City, but I was also cursed or blessed, or both, with growing up with the two cultures in Mexico. And so it took me a lot of generations to get here, and I feel them talk through me. So thank you for helping me on my road to become a full-time author.
And here's Jeff. Okay. I also wanted to recognize the third of the fourth ones. Not going to get a speech this time, Renee, but Renee won for children's books, Violetta won for poetry, Yolanda won for nonfiction, and the one that is missing, although she was here and almost crying yesterday, was Stella Gonzalez in the fiction category. And what we're doing with this next step is really setting up something that's going to help elevate everybody in this industry. That's what we're trying to do collectively, the things that will bring more recognition, not merely to these very well-deserving people, but to all of you that are working on those books. Because when one person succeeds, it really opens doors for others. It isn't where you're competing against them in any way. It is where collectively we're rising and that. So I appreciate that. Okay. I know, did you have any closing things before we go back and do the picture?
Well, thank you again for everyone. And if everyone in the room could please join us together. Did I miss something? Please join us for a group photo, everyone, okay? Come on back and join us in the group photo. Get your food downstairs, come up, enjoy the beautiful sunset here and the view. And we thank you again for sharing your stories. Al, thanks for sharing the day with me tonight.
Muchas gracias a todos.
Thank you.
Buenas noches.